Hey, welcome to Bikes, Boats, and Bivouacs. We're going to check out the Cabot Trail on Cape Breton Island, Nova Scotia, Canada. We started our journey going up the ocean side of the Cabot Trail, and then later in the video you'll see us coming down the other side of the trail. In the afternoon there's more sunshine because the sea fog will burn off. All along the Cabot Trail you're going to see glimpses of water to Cabot Trail. One of the places going up north that you might want to consider stopping is the Clucking Hen Cafe and Bakery. Very good baked goods. And here is their view. Now it's a little snotty out there today. We don't have a sunny day, but they have picnic tables over here, and you have a beautiful view. And of course, they do have a full menu inside also. So just something you can look at on your way on the Cabot Trail. So we're at the Cape Smoky ski resort, and this is the harbor just below it. So this is the Cabot Trail coming along here, and you can see beautiful sights. Of course, the ships always interest me. And there's a sailboat over here. It's nice. There's a ski slope up there. Check this sailboat. It's like an old Pearson. Nice sailboat. This is the Ingonish Marina. You can see them working on the traps up there. Here they're docking prices. So when you're on the Cabot Trail, there is a place to ski, snow ski, not water ski. It's called Cape Smoky. And you can see here's the lodge. Here's the gondola up to the top, and you can see the slopes. And it looks like they're starting to work on this side too. So bringing in revenue in the summer and the winter. So if you continue on the Cabot Trail past Cape Smoky ski resort, about another 7 kilometers or so, you come up on the little town of Ingonish, and they do have a beach. Not a beach with lots of fine sand, but a really interesting spot, so check it out. You can see it is foggy, but the cliffs are over here. Got some nice waves rolling in. You see the fishing boat out there. And then there's a beach with smoother sand kind of over on that side. So this is Ingonish Beach. What do you think of Ingonish Beach, Marie?
Pretty. Glad we're here.
Baby J, stop eating rocks. What do you got, a cigar?
Drop it.
Leave it.
Sweet.
Sit. High five. You'll see St. Peter's Church, established in 1913. Pretty church. do have a cemetery. Right along the coast, even on a foggy day, you can look down on the rocks. Pretty impressive. Now all along the Cabot Trail, you're going to find lots of little artisan shops. You're going to find pottery and sewing places and lots of little restaurants. So this one caught their eye because it was called Arts North. Pottery, jewelry, all kinds of stuff in here. So these are the kind of little shops you'll find, and it's right here. So they're in there looking around at the pottery. So in addition to the scenic views, there's a lot of places that you can look for stuff to purchase. So we're at the Rusty Anchor, coming down the other side on the John Cabot Trail. And the one thing, even though they have this nice deck out here, dogs are not allowed on this deck. So you see Gene and Brian there in the corner. Got that seat, but Phoebe's not allowed on that deck. So this is where Marie and I are setting up. What do you think about our tailgating and responsibilities here?
We're A-okay. What's
Phoebe,
it called?
what do you think?
The Rusty something?
The Rusty Anchor.
The Rusty Anchor.
Another spectacular view from the Cabot Trail. We are at the Rusty Anchor. So here is the Rusty Anchor.
It was worth waiting for the sun.
Yeah.
This is a cliff, literally.
Yeah. You're looking down there quite a distance.
Yes. No thank
I'm not getting any closer with the dog. Pretty nice scenery there, Marie.
Yeah.
So if you look down there, that is the Rusty Anchor where we had lunch. What a view. Spectacular. There you can see the Cabot Trail going out over the mountains. Well, we want to talk a little bit about the John Cabot Trail. So what island is it on?
It's on Cape Breton Island.
Yeah, so in Nova Scotia, Cape Breton Island is where the Cabot Trail is, and this is one of the most scenic drives in the world. It's well renowned as being one of those drives that everybody should get to do at some point in their life. So it takes about 4 hours to do the loop, but if you're going to be stopping and investigating things and taking little hikes, you really need to plan on spending the entire day there. 7 to 7. So we spent 12 hours. So drive time is 4. Of course, if you get lost on a dirt road,
That could cause some
that adds a little extra time to it.
rocky road, not really dirt. Rocky, boulders.
So one good thing about the Ram 2500 four-wheel drive, Apparently it does pretty well on an ATV trail. But we did eventually get back on the road and find our way. But as we went up the ocean side, what'd you notice?
It was foggy going up the ocean side.
Yeah, so when you have contrasting temperatures between the water and the air, a lot of times you're going to get sea fog rolling in, and that can prevent those stunning views that we're used to seeing in other locations. And that was the case on this trip. We went up the Atlantic side first, and we did have some fog. However, we did stop at certain spots and we got some great views, including some views of the water smashing into the rocks, which was pretty. And then as we crested the island and started coming down the back side of the island, it cleared up. So the fog burned off and started to get real sunny. And what did we notice along the trail?
There's small communities along the way that offer merchandise or little stands for you to stop and shop for gifts and local food, homemade food.
Yeah, so the first place we stopped was like a cafe and bakery, and it was a beautiful location. I mean, they were right on the water. You could look out over the water, and they had picnic tables outside and a water dish for dogs, so it was kind of a dog-friendly area. And they had really good pastries in there, so we got some of that on our way. And then we went up the road a little further, and what did we find?
There's a ski resort there, and that's where we met up with the Hoffmans then.
Yeah, so just up from that bakery, there's a little harbor, and across from the harbor is a snow ski resort, and they were giving rides on the gondola up to the top, which Tim did, so we got a picture of that. So it was interesting for us to see they do have a ski resort there right on the island. And then as we continued further, we came across a little antique, crafty, artsy store that we stopped at. So in there were lots of different arts and crafts and a lot of quilts that were hanging up in there.
And like local artists would be trying to sell their things there.
Almost like a cooperative.
Yes.
Like, you know, people would make their special items and then they would put them in that particular location to sell. So it had a very diverse inventory that you could choose from, including the quilts. I had no idea were that expensive.
Right. And pottery and jewelry.
Yeah, a lot of pottery.
Soaps, different soaps.
Yeah.
Knitting, crochet, knitting items.
It was a nice stop. And then once we left that place, we drove a little further and we decided to stop for lunch. Where'd we stop for lunch?
Stopped at the Rusty Anchor.
So the Rusty Anchor is this iconic restaurant on the Cabot Trail that has really, really great reviews. And they have outside, indoor and outdoor seating, and you're looking out over the bluff. And what we found out was Phoebe was not allowed on the deck. So some restaurants allow the dogs on the deck, some don't. It generally is based on their insurance company. So Gene and Brian sat on the deck, and we backed our truck up to near the deck and just opened the tailgate, and we were tailgating in the parking lot.
Right, it was fun.
And they do allow takeout food there, and we told them what we were going to do, and they had no problems with that. So we had, I was craving a burger, so I had a cheeseburger, and you had the fish and chips.
Fish and chips.
The food was great. Wait on the tailgate. Bikers that we met in Victoria by the Sea on Prince Edward Island rolled in and recognized Phoebe. They talked to Phoebe right away. Did they talk to you?
Afterwards.
They did not recognize Marie, but they did recognize Phoebe.
That's okay.
From her prior island. So Phoebe is an international star that people recognize wherever we go. So that food was really good, and then we checked out the water view from there, and we continued down the Cabot Trail, and we also saw some additional stunning views of the mountains and the water. So that John Cabot Trail, if you are in Canada near the Maritimes, I highly recommend that you take a day, and you really could spend more time than just a day, but at least take a day and go explore it so that you can say you did the John Cabot Trail.
Now you know why they recognize Phoebe and not me.
Blue eyes and merle hair. She's an international camping Cocker Spaniel, star of the show. Hey look, if this video helped you, consider subscribing to the channel. It's free, it helps me out a lot. Also ring that bell, you'll be notified every time I put up a new video, and give the video a thumbs up. That helps it be seen by a wider audience. But more important than all that,
Go have some fun out there.
hey, thanks for watching.